up, you guys? Welcome back to this channel, and today we're going to be doing a beginner eyeshadow look. So I've already gone ahead and done my foundation and my eyebrows, and I have primed my eyelids, so we will begin. The palette that I'm going to be using today is this palette. It is the BH Cosmetics Blush Neutrals 26 color eyeshadow and blush palette. So this palette has beautiful colors, has such a very pretty summer color. So I'm going to be using this palette for today, and we're just going to take it slow, and I'll show you guys kind of like the process for everything. So if you guys look here, these are the colors in the palette. Very beautiful. These are some blushes in the bottom. I have already put blush on my face, so we're not going to be using these for today. But also, if you guys ever wanted to play with this palette, you could also use some of these blushes as eyeshadows. I do that all the time, especially this beautiful color right here. I wanted to use this palette because I felt like it would be something affordable that you guys could use every day, so that's the reason for that. And if you guys see me looking anywhere else but the camera, it's because I'm going to be looking into this little mirror right here so that I can see kind of what I'm doing with the shadow while I help you guys. Let's get started. So the first color that I'm going to be choosing from this palette today is going to be, let's see, it is going to be this beautiful peachy color right here. I hope you guys can see that. It's going to be this peachy color. So we're going to go ahead and take a brush. Take whatever brush you own. Honestly, these are super cheap brushes. So I just want to let you guys know that if you're a beginner, you do not have to use expensive brushes to get a look that you need or want. So these are just super cheap brushes, and I'm just going to collect some of the color like this on it, of this color right here that I love. And we're going to go ahead and start doing our eyes. So what I'm going to do with this pink color right here is I'm going to start by putting it on the inner corner of my eye, on the lower lid, and also bring it a little bit up to the upper lid right here. Now, I'm not a beauty guru, I'm not a professional makeup artist, I'm just somebody who loves experimenting with makeup, and I hope that you guys can do the same thing. So I'm just gonna be experimenting, and remember guys, makeup always gets messy before it gets pretty. Like for me, I feel like makeup is all about experimenting. It's all about enjoying what you're doing, and it's kind of like playing, and it's gonna get messy and it's gonna get wild, but I promise you guys, at the end of it, we're gonna clean it up and it's gonna look cute, and that's it. We're gonna just have fun, okay? There's no need to like stress about it being perfect. So we're just gonna start, and it's gonna look messy, and that's okay because we are gonna clean it up afterwards. So it's totally okay if it gets messy. So we're just gonna start doing that. We're gonna start putting it on our lower lid like this, like so, and we're gonna bring it up a little bit higher. You see, it's already started to get messy, but that's okay. That's the fun part of it. We're gonna bring it higher. Get closer so you guys can see. I don't know if it's but you see, lower lid here, and then we're gonna bring it higher. Just super fun. And you already see, I've already made a mess up here, like it's all over here, but that's totally okay, totally part of the process, right? This is a beginner's makeup tutorial. I'm also not that advanced in makeup, also a beginner, so we're just working with it and having fun, and we're just making a creative mess. Okay, so the lid, we're gonna put the lid and we're gonna bring it up. Now, I want to intensify the color, so I'm gonna go ahead and take more of the pink shadow, and I'm gonna put it on my eyelid. Oh my god, I said pink, but it's not really pink. It's like a peachy coral type of look. Let's start again. Again, I took some more color, and I'm going to apply it on my lower lid, making sure that I get as close as possible to my lash line on the top lid. Man, bringing it up. Bringing it up. Because I kind of want that to flourish. Okay. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be like straight like this. Some of it could be out. Honestly, it creates a cute butterfly look. So that is all totally fine and part of the process. You see, I even have it like close to my nose. That's fine. Let's make a mess. Okay, now we're gonna do the other eye.
We're just gonna repeat the process for the other eye. Sorry if I'm making weird faces, I'm just trying to concentrate.
I'm also not very used to using a small mirror like this handheld mirror right here, but we're just gonna work with it. We are just going to work with it. Again, I'm going to do another layer.
I have taken some color again on this brush and I'm going to do another layer on my left eye. Again, I'm just tilting the brush upside down because I feel like I get it closer to my lash line this way. That's just my eye shape. Depending on your eye shape, you adjust the angles of how you hold your brush. Whatever makes it more comfortable and easier for you. Okay, bring it up, make it playful. Again, we are beginners, we've never taken makeup classes. This is for the everyday girl who wants to add a pop of color, but maybe is a little bit too afraid to do so because they think it's gonna end up looking wild and crazy and a mess, kind of like how it looks right now. But I'm gonna show you how we're gonna clean it up, and we're just gonna enjoy that pop of color in our life. Look at that, so vibrant and pretty. And so much fun. And also, remember guys, take your time with it. These things take time. Like, the first time you try makeup, it's not going to be quick and easy. It's gonna take some time.
I think this is good enough for me now, so I'm going to just leave this and I'm going to move on to the next color. Moving right ahead to the next color, I'm going to go ahead and use this beautiful shimmering brown at the top right here. This brown looks gorgeous and I think it's gonna fit my eyeshadow very well, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this because I'm feeling playful. So what we're gonna do with this brown, I've already gone ahead and collected it in my brush. What we're going to do is we're going to apply it right on the upper lid. On this side, we're going to just apply it here and hopefully it'll give us a beautiful shimmer. Okay, let's go. And we're just going to just apply it, blend it in. Look at that. Pretty color. I'm just going to move it back and forth as so. I think that's good enough. I took another coating of the shimmering brown and I'm going to apply it on the other eye, on my left eye.
Again, I'm just putting it upside down because for my eye shape, it was easier for me to do it this way on my left lid. You should change the motions accordingly. And make sure you just feel comfortable with whatever you're doing. I'm just going to bring it. Beautiful. The shimmering color is truly gorgeous. If you guys can see, it's just such a pretty eye look. Such pretty colors, playful colors. These colors really bring out your eyes, especially if you have lighter eyes. Now, I don't have lighter eyes, I'm wearing contact, but for you guys, if you have lighter eyes, it's a beautiful look for you.
Okay, so now that that's done, we're gonna move on to a deeper color. Now, what's gonna intensify your eyes a little bit more is if you use a darker color on the outer edges of your eyes. So that's what we're gonna do today. We are going to choose, let's see, debating a little bit, but I'm gonna use this beautiful brown right here, right underneath the shimmering brown that we use for our upper lid. We're gonna use this beautiful dark brown to do the outer edges of our eyes. So this is the brown that I'm gonna choose. Okay, so I've coated my brush in the brown, and we're gonna go ahead and begin and put it on our outer lid. What we're going to do is we're gonna do similar to what we did with the shimmering brown. We're gonna bring it a little bit up, we're gonna blend it in with the rest of it, and we're gonna bring it down slanted towards our bottom lid just to give it a little bit of depth. I don't know why I don't know why I can't say that word, but we're gonna give it depth. Okay, let's begin. You see, I've only just put it in, but it already is making such a difference on the look. It's already intensified our eye, which is gonna, and when I'm putting it, I'm almost not bringing it up as I did the shimmering. I'm almost concentrating it on kind of like our mid-lid, the middle of the lid, and I'm bringing it down here. You see that? It's really interesting. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna concentrate it on the mid-lid, kind of up here, but also bring it slightly up, but not as much as the shimmery brown that we used before. And we're gonna bring it down. Now look at that. Creates a depth. Now I've grabbed the second coating of our brown, our darker brown, and I'm gonna do my left eye.
Let's see. Again, for me, it's more comfortable to tilt the brush, so that's what I'm gonna do. But you guys figure out what feels right to you. And right here in the crease in between our upper and lower lid, doing the same, bringing it down, bringing it, and then again, bring the color in, and then bringing it down to our lower lid. And you just repeat that process for as long as you feel like you need to. And when you get the depth that you want, you can stop.
And again, you guys, you don't have to use the palette that I'm using or the exact same colors that I'm using. You guys just use whatever palettes you have and look at the colors that you see and try to think which colors seem like they would go together and which colors would bring depth to your eyes, and then choose those colors. You don't have to use the exact same colors. Like, you don't have to go out and buy this exact palette to get a similar result. Just play around with your palettes. Again, makeup is about just fun. It's a game. So just play around with your palettes and play around with the colors that you already own. They don't have to be expensive to look good on you. Trust me. Like, you could get the same result with you could get the same result with just like drugstore makeup. You don't have to go out and buy expensive MAC palettes or any other palettes. You don't have to do that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue because I think this eye needs a little bit more than the previous one. I'm gonna go ahead and get a second coating for this eye, and I'm not sure, maybe I'll do it for this eye as well. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use some more of that brown, and I'm gonna just keep doing the process just because I think I needed to intensify it a little bit more on this eye. I'm gonna go ahead and do it on this eye too, just using the residue from the other eye, just because I want to make sure that they match. And again, as you can see, this is not an expensive palette. I've already had fallout here. But again, this is a beginner look, just for beginner people who may not wear makeup every day, but want to do something fun. So again, It's not the best palette in the world, but we can still make it work. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I think this is good enough. I think our eyes are looking like they have depth. They're beautiful, beautiful pink. And I don't know, it looks cute. So we're just going to go ahead and clean up our eyes now. And I'm gonna show you guys that process so you guys don't tell me that you can't do it and that it looks messy. And we're gonna clean up our eyes and we're gonna show the end result. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, guys, is you're gonna take some concealer and you're gonna put it on your hand. Now, you can just go ahead and apply it to your face, but I just happen to have it on my hand. And I'm gonna use a brush, but you don't have to use a brush. You can also, my tip for you guys is you can also use a Q-tip. Sometimes when I don't have time and I have to run, I use a Q-tip and I just like clean up around my shadow with a Q-tip, and it's so much quicker. But with a brush you get more accuracy. So I'm just gonna use this long brush, and I'm going to take usually I use concealer, but for today I'm using foundation because my concealer right now is a little bit too dark for me. I guess I've been inside too much. I haven't been getting sunlight, so my concealer is a little bit too dark for me right now, so I'm gonna use foundation instead. But this is how you guys can see that we can like hack anything. Anything can be hacked. If you don't have concealer, use foundation. It's totally fine. So I'm gonna use some foundation to clean up the mess that we made, and we're gonna work through it together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my my brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of foundation, just a tiny little bit, and I'm going to coat my brush in it, as you can see, coating my brush in my foundation. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply this foundation all over where we made the mess on the underlid right here. You see it? And I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to bring it up. See how I brought it up? Now this is an important step, and this step could actually dictate what the shape of your shadow is going to look like. Depending on what you like, you can adjust the shape of what your shadow will be using this method. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you guys. You can also, before you do this step, you could take a blending brush and blend your eyeshadow. But for me, personally, right now, I'm liking the way that this shadow looks. So I don't think it needs to be blended further for my preferences. But if that's what you guys want to do, or if you think it needs to be blended a little bit, then you could go ahead and blend that in. But for me, I kind of want the distinction between colors a little bit. So I'm not going to blend today, but you could go ahead and do that too when you're doing your shadow. Now I know it looks a little bit messy. I know you're probably thinking like, oh my gosh, this girl is crazy. But that's okay. That's the fun in makeup. The fun in makeup is, like I said earlier, to make a huge mess and then clean it up later. You see? So we're just gonna take the brush and bring our foundation down a little like this to blend it in with the rest of the foundation that we had on our face. Bringing this out. Now, if you want, you could go ahead and put your mascara on before you start doing this process as well. It would actually be kind of smart if you did. But I forgot to bring my foundation, and I'll have to go get it. So I'll do that after the fact. But actually, I suggest you guys do it before you start cleaning up the mess that we made. Okay. Make sure you don't crease your foundation, kind of like how I've done. So if it creases, just again bring it down, clean it up, make sure you don't look like you've aged 20 years. So just, if you've creased it, just tap it away, tap that away, and you give yourself the eye shape that you want. Again, I'm doing it here because I have some fallout on my nose and we don't want that there, so I'm just gonna clean it up. Again, I'm just brushing off the excess on my arm because Again, we're not professionals, we're just doing this for ourselves at home. So again, I'm just gonna take a little bit more of my foundation on my brush. And now is when you have to be a little bit more careful, because I'm going to do right here very close to my brow, and because I've already done my brows, I kind of don't want to ruin them. So now is when you have to be just a little bit more careful. Now is when the Q-tip trick really comes into in handy, because the Q-tip is already small, so you could just swipe. So Q-tips are amazing, but I'm just gonna go ahead and use this brush. So again, my brush has been coated with a little bit of my foundation. In your case, it would be best if you use concealer, but foundation works just fine for today. And I'm going to very carefully apply a little bit here, clean up my eye area. Now I'm going to tap off the excess because I don't need that much, and I'm going to go ahead
now what I do is I arch on my eyebrows as much as possible sometimes to try and get in there without completely butchering them. And if you have foundation on your brow or concealer on your brow, again, and you don't want it to be as noticeable, just tap it and bring it down. Tap it and bring it down. And just repeat this process until you're happy with it. You can choose, again, I'm happy with this eyeshadow shape. If you guys want your shadow to be, not to be as rounded as mine, again, you could choose your shape. This is where you have control over what you do. You could just bring it and like cut it off lower if that's what you wish for. And if you guys don't want this sharp of a line, then when you're cleaning your under eye, just pretty much, just don't go as high as I did. Just go here maybe by your natural eye line. But I kind of like this sharp line here, so I do it that way. But this is where you get to really choose your preference. I like the sharp line because I feel like I'm cutting someone with it. Like that line could cut you,
And I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye now.
Again, I'm just repeating the process. I am bringing down the foundation and just blending it with the rest of the foundation that I already have on my face. Look at that. It's super dramatic and I love it.
Now I'm going to repeat the process at the top. Take a little bit of foundation on my brush again, and I'm going to clean up the top area.
Again, being a little bit more careful at the top. Again, I'm gonna arch my brow just to make it a little bit easier for myself. Look at that. Jane, why am I talking? See, you can still see the foundation is a little bit sharp. So I'm just going to wipe with my brush, and I'm going to go ahead and blend that out so it's not as obvious. Okay, now that my brush is wiped down, I'm going to go ahead and blend it down, just pulling it down a little bit so it's not as harsh. Being very careful, very light. And you can even use your fingers
if you want. Look at that, you guys. Now I'm going to just go ahead and put on my mascara. Okay, I just grabbed this random mascara. It is by Flirt for Out Lengthening Mascara. Grab whatever mascara you like best, and let's just put it on our lashes. I actually don't like this mascara best. I just grabbed the first one that I found. But, you know. The applicator looks like this. We'll start. I'm just trying to fan it out with the applicator because I don't feel like this mascara gives enough volume. But maybe that's just me. And I'm gonna just, with the residue from that, do a little bit like with my lower lashes. Okay, this is the eye with the mascara, and this is the eye without, and I'm gonna do the other eye.
Again, I'm repeating the process. I'm just fanning it out and combing it through. And I'm gonna do the lower lashes. I'm not blocking you guys completely with this mirror, but I do need it to see what I'm doing. So.
And now we're gonna move on to lips. I'm just gonna use this brown matte lipstick. I've just gone ahead and put on some lipstick, and this is the finished look. You guys see? Super fun, super playful, affordable makeup, and we just did it messily and had fun. So remember guys, I post videos every Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so make sure to come back here, and remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the post notification bell down below, and I'll see you next time.